everyone, today I'm going to share with you a process of photo editing of this image here, been taken with the beautiful model Jess, and we are going to try to achieve something like this. So let's get started. As usual, I always duplicate my layer, then I will go to camera raw filter and I will increase my yellows. Then I will merge my layers back again together and I will create a new layer, grab my patch tool, and I'm going to remove some details at the background that look a little bit disturbing to my eyes. Now I'm going to get my selection tool and I'm going to copy this corner of the image here and I'm going to place it to my left corner of the image. I just want to cover a little bit that piece I have there with the sun blinks or something like that. And I'm going to take my eraser to lower the opacity and raise a little bit of the edges. Also around her shoulder and some hair parts as well. Now I'm going to lower the opacity a little bit as well. Next, I will merge the layers and I'll create a new layer, grab my stamp tool, and here I'm going to do some blend with the green color and brown at the bottom. So for this I'm holding my Alt key on my keyboard and I'm just choosing the areas that I need to blend. Also, I will blend this line here between green and brown, so it will be a little bit smoothed out. Again, I'm holding Alt key all the time by selecting the areas where I want to get my colors from, and then I'm pasting to the areas that I need to. Okay, that's looking good to me, so I'll do just some final touches to have a nice smooth transitions there in the color. Then I will merge my layers back again and I will create a new layer and go to camera raw filter, and here I'm going to lower my highlights and my whites because she has a lot of sun being exposed to her face when we were taking this picture. It was a really sunny bright day. Now I'm going to be using frequency separation action to clear her skin. So we will be working with two layers. The first one that we will start with is going to be a skin layer, so I'm going to hide the texture layer for now and just only select my skin layer. Then I will go to spot healing brush and then I'm going to remove the spots on her skin that I would like to smooth it out or just get rid of. So for this spot on her face I'm going to be using healing brush tool, not spot healing brush tool, as I'm going to be selecting some areas on her skin and replacing them with the better ones, the ones that's better in color and things like that. Like for example, the wrinkles on her face will need to be replaced by that way. So I will go everywhere I think that I will need to get rid of some spots and blemishes, maybe shadows. So basically healing brush is actually kind of like smoothing the parts of the face. Then we will go to texture layer, and we're going to take again healing brush, and here I'm going to be covering the spots that as well I want to get rid of, so such as wrinkles, blemishes, and things like that. So make sure to be clicking on the areas that you want to select, and then replace that selection on the areas where you want some things to be moved, you know. So this is before and after. As you can see, using this action actually can preserve all the details of the skin, and it's really beautiful and it's really easy. I'm going to flatten my layers, and now I'm going to take a patch tool. I'm just going to remove this portion of the hair here. So here you can actually use patch tool or spot healing brush, or just the healing brush, whatever you think is comfortable for you. Also, I will just remove a few things again on the background, something that I didn't notice at the beginning. Then I will go to my full retouch kit number 1, and I'm going to go to adjusting skin tones, and I will choose neutral tone. So by using this brush, it actually gives nice kind of sunny look to the skin color, and it just gives extra warmth. So you can see the before and after. It's really nice, beautiful effect to your skin. Next I will go to selective color, and here I'm going to select greens and just play with the sliders to see which color tone I want to achieve from this picture. So it's up to you basically when you have a lot of green in your photo, whether you want to have magenta colors or bluish, you know, or reddish. It's up to you how you see this picture. So for me, I wanted to decrease my greens more kind of like to the bluish tones and a little bit of brownish tones. So after this, I'm going to work on her eyes. I will use one of the brushes I have as well, and because she has a beautiful green eyes, I will be going for a hazel color. So you hit play with this action and just make sure that you're staying on white color using a brush tool, and my opacity will be around 50s. So for this picture, I don't want to have too dramatic effect, but I want it to be a little bit artistic, so I will lower my opacity a little bit, just to not to make it too much poked out. Then I will go to whiten eyes brush, and as well I will go over the white parts of her eyes and Then I will lower my opacity to the number that I think is good. After this, I will use camera raw filter again. I will lighten my shadows and increase the clarity. Then I will create a mask and click on Ctrl I to invert the mask, and now I'm going to take a brush, keep my color white, and I will paint on the shadowy parts of the image where her hair is behind the tree branch, and I just want to lighten it up. I don't want it to be too black. Then again, I will go to camera raw filter and I will add a little bit of vignette. So I will grab my razor tool and I will raise it from the areas that I wanted to stand to the light, basically. Also, I want to remove some hair, a little bit sticking out in my opinion, so I'll do that with this Botanic brush. Then I will go to filter, liquify, and here I'm going to give a volume a little bit to her hair. Also, I want to give some nice look to the curls of her hair to just make a little bit more roundish, kind of, you know. Okay, so this is before and after. Just looking at it one more time, I think I'm going to remove the effect on the topper part of her hair, just around the forehead. I think it was better the way it was before. So yeah, that's definitely better this way, and the rest I will leave the way it is. Okay, now I'm going to be using one of the actions I have for adding light. I will lower my opacity a little bit and I will just go over the dark areas of the photo. And then I will flatten my image. Next, I will use face foundations actions. The one that I will be using here is foundation number 1. This is a really beautiful action to enhance the makeup and basically the whole colors of the image. I usually use it for the whole image, not particularly just for the face. So for this image, I don't like how it's creating too much of blacks on the shadowy parts of the image, so I will grab my brush tool and I will change my color to black to paint over the mask, and I'm going to remove the effect from the dark shadowy parts of the image. Then I'm going to my artistic enhancement kit and I'm going to choose blue and orange action and see how does this look. And also I'm going to try another one called orange and pink and see how this one looks. So I'm just trying to choose which one looks better for this image, and probably I will go with the top one. So merge my layers again. Then also I will apply on the top of that rich pink action as well and lower my opacity to around 9%. I just want a little bit of pinkish magenta colors on the back. Now I'm going to grab my Dodge tool and go to mid-tones, lower my opacity, and I'm going to go over some highlighting spots on her face, you know. So basically everywhere where you have light in a picture, the hair curls, you know, forehead, cheeks, nose, chin, I will go over these places and I will just highlight them to give it a more volume, to give it a more shine and light. Also, I will go over this plant here to just make it to stand out a little bit because it's so close to her face and it's just important part of the picture. Also, I will increase the lights in her eyes as well. I'll go over the edges of her hair and the shoulder as well because I'm planning to add some lights there in the end as well, so I'll just make that area to be exposed more to the light. So I'll just lower my opacity a little bit because it looks a little bit too strong. So maybe around 77 would be great. Then I will go to camera raw again and I'm going to increase the clarity just a little bit more, and I will add a little bit of contrast and maybe a little bit of yellow just to give it extra warmth to this image. Then I will play with the colors in saturation section. So with magenta it's really important to make sure it's not actually affecting the hair color. Then I will remove a little bit of oranges in her face tones and as well yellows. So in hues I would lower a little bit greens, and a little bit of yellows as well. Then I will go to image, color balance, and here I'm going to bring back a little bit of magenta. And then I will go to burn tool and choose mid-tones to darken the areas on the corners. Then I will go to curves and I will create 3 points to soften a little bit the blacks of my image. So I will be lifting up the left corner and probably lowering a little bit my midtones as well. So you're kind of creating like S shape, but for my image I'm going to be make it like not too curvy. And I think I will lower my opacity just a little bit. So next I'm going to create a new layer again, go to color balance, and here I'm going to add a little bit of reds and just probably a little bit of blues. And in highlights I will add a little bit of cyan and a little bit of yellow. And probably a little bit of cyan to the shadows and a little bit of blues to the shadows. I just want it to be a little bit cooler tone. So next I will go to full retouch kit number 2 to the brushes section, and I'm going to choose backlit color bust brush, and I will lower my opacity using the brush tool and keeping my color on white. So this brush is basically going to boost the contrast on certain parts of the image. So for me, I want to do this to the branch and also to the hair. Then I will use rich color pop brush as well, and I will go over the parts that I want to increase the colors in it. Also on her lips a little bit as well. Then I will merge my layers and I will go to backlit skin brightener, and I will just go over her hair as well and just other parts of the image to brighten it up and give it kind of like a contrast boost. Last but not least, I will go to movable sun leaks, and I'm going to choose here 2 long yellow side light leaks. So it's basically giving a 2-layer of 2-directional sun leak, and for me I need the direction to be coming from the left corner, so I will delete 1 layer and just leave only the left one. So here you can position it however you like, and then lower your opacity to the point where you think is suitable for the picture. Then I will go again one more time to my curves and create 3 points and just soften my shadows a little bit more and lower my midtones. So I will go to my gouache tool and I use midtones to just brighten her eyes a little bit more to give it a standout. And I will lower my opacity to around 60%. Also, I will go over some parts in her clothes to highlight the folds and some parts of the branch as well to give it a pop. Add the background as well to increase the light effect coming from the sun on the leaves as well. So this is before and after, so we basically created a fake light from the sun. So for the sharpening, I will go down to high press, and here I will choose 2.5%. Then I will choose soft light, and here we have. This is our final result. I hope you like this video. I hope you like the techniques that I used for editing this image. All the actions and brushes that I've been using in this video will be linked in the description box below this video, and they're free to use. You can download them and try it in your own photo editing process. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more editing videos. Bye!